Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh in Olympia for our latest update on the goings-on here at the Capitol. I've been getting some calls and questions recently about several media reports on how the current governor's administration has been missing its marks on environmental protection policies. This is something we've discussed here at the Capitol quite a bit over the last few years. It only recently is getting some media attention, and I think that's a good thing. The question is, when we set policy here in Olympia, particularly environmental policy, do those policies actually do any good to control, for example, carbon outputs, carbon pollution into the atmosphere, or the use of certain types of fuels and energy sources? And it is true that we have not been very effective at that. We pass policies here at the Capitol, they pass into law, often with fanfare, but they don't necessarily do the good that they're intended to do in practical terms, measured most often by carbon pollution, carbon outputs, but by other metrics as well. Greenhouse gas in the environment and other metrics of what we would call environmental health or environmental goods. And this gets to a very fundamental issue in law and public policy, which is externalities. How we measure the things that are of general purpose for all people, public effects that apply to everyone evenly all around. In economics, we call these externalities. And the environmental protection movement has not always been very good at achieving the positive externalities that it sets out to do. And this gets to another question, which is one of how do we effectively improve the health of our environment and the goods we desire in improving the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the environment in which we live. I believe, and several of my colleagues here at the Capitol agree, that a concentration on private property, on the ability of individuals and families to own and keep property, is the best way to achieve positive outcomes for the environment at large. This gets back to the original notion of conservation of public assets, public resources, the common good, and the environment. We need to restore a conservationist's perspective on improving our environment, cleaning up pollution, discouraging negative externalities on the environment. And by concentrating our public policy on protecting individual property rights, I believe we can achieve those other goals of cleaning our environment, protecting our environment more effectively. We'll be talking about these issues of environmental protection and a return to conservationism as the best approach to achieving those good ends in the upcoming session, which will start in January. But for now, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall weather, and I'll talk to you again soon.